Zodiac signs with a special life mission. Among all the signs of the zodiac, there are those whose soul came to this world not just to live, but to fulfill a special mission. Their path is not accidental. Their trials are not punishment, but part of a great plan. These people feel that they are here for something greater, to lead, to heal, to guide, to awaken. And this is not a metaphor. It is a reality that is confirmed by their actions, choices, and even the loneliness they often go through. Today you will find out who these signs are. Who is born not just a person, but a bearer of a task from the higher powers. We will analyze what exactly their purpose is, how they differ from others, and why their life can be difficult, but always significant. If you feel that you are not just living with the flow, but as if you have an important role, stay until the end. Subscribe to the channel so as not to miss new, deep analyses of astrological topics that directly concern your destiny. And write in the comments, do you feel that your life is more than just an accident? We are starting to reveal which signs of the zodiac came with a special task. The first sign, Cancer. Cancer is one of those few signs whose life mission is formed not from external goals, but from deep internal responsibility. Its path is not a career track, not a battle for success, and not a struggle for recognition. It is created for something else, to protect, preserve, and pass on. This is its unique role, to be a keeper. But not in a metaphorical sense, but literally. Cancer is a person on whom the memory of the family, the balance of relationships, the mental health of loved ones rests. And if he refuses this mission, everything around collapses, not immediately, but inevitably. He feels where the breakdown is. He does not need to hear complaints to understand that a person is in trouble. He sees where it is subtle, and gets there earlier than anyone else. His gift is the ability to feel others to the depths without losing himself. This is what makes him special. While others turn away, Cancer takes responsibility. He is not a hero outwardly. He does not save in public, but he does what no one else can do. He stays. And this is where his strength manifests itself. Cancer's life mission is to preserve, not in the sense of holding on, but in the sense of not letting disappear. This applies to everything: relationships, family ties, emotional stability, even culture. He can be the one who first picks up an old photograph and begins to restore forgotten names. He can become the one who creates a space where people can be real. This is not a choice. It is a program. Refusing it makes Cancer irritated, tired, empty. Only by fulfilling his function does he become filled. But fulfilling this mission requires not only subtlety, but also strength. Because Cancer does not just feel, he pulls. He takes on the burden of others to give them a chance to breathe. And if there is a person next to him who is drowning, Cancer will pull him up, even at the cost of his own peace. And no one will see it. He does not demand gratitude. His fuel is not recognition, but the feeling that he was able to hold on to what is important. His actions are unnoticeable, but it is thanks to them that the structure holds together. His mission is not about loneliness, but not about dependence either. Cancer must learn to balance between self-sacrifice and self-preservation. He can be a support, but only when he himself stands strong. And this line is the most difficult on his path, because he often forgets about himself. But only by learning to take care of himself as well as others, he can reach the highest level of his task, not just to preserve, but to inspire. Cancers who have accepted their mission become centers of attraction. Their home is not just a space, but a place where they are restored. Their advice is not banal, but precise blows to the essence. Their silence is safe. Their anger is fair. Their decisions are thoughtful. They do not throw words around, because they know that every word can heal or hurt, and they choose to heal, not because they are afraid of conflicts, but because they know the price of pain. Cancer does not create large-scale changes, does not lead the crowd. His mission is precise, but profound. He changes not the world, but the life of a specific person. And he does it without a flag, without slogans, without awards. His changes are imperceptible, but fundamental. He can listen to someone no one listened to, believe in someone everyone rejected, support someone who has already given up. And it is from such trifles that a new reality is formed. This is his strength. This is his purpose. The second sign is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is not just a sign of action. It is the bearer of an internal life task that cannot be imposed from the outside and cannot be ignored. His mission does not take shape immediately, but from his youth he has a feeling that he was not born for the ordinary. This is not pride or fantasy. This is an internal need to go beyond standard roles and play his own, much larger than others expect. Sagittarius does not seek meaning. He becomes it. Every movement of his is subordinated to the direction, forward, to expansion, to growth. He cannot remain at the point of stagnation for long, because a navigator associated with development is built inside. His life mission is to carry movement. He collapses in systems where there are no prospects. He fades in an environment that refuses to change, and vice versa. He blossoms where there are challenges, horizons, choices, speed. Through this, he teaches others not to be afraid of the new, not to depend on limitations, not to stop out of fear. Sagittarius creates momentum. He can come to a destroyed structure, team, project, and within a week bring a living breath there. His task is not to control or build, but to ignite, direct, inspire. He will not stay until the end, but he will definitely leave behind a system that will work. And this is his important role. He is a catalyst for change. He does not adapt to the old. He sets a goal, paves a route, and leaves so that others can follow in his footsteps. The influence of Sagittarius is impossible not to notice. Even if he is not a leader, things begin to change around him. People feel an internal push next to him, to move, to make a decision, to take a risk. His strength is not in aggression, but in the energy of progress. He does not force, he infects. He does not say, "Do it." He says, "This is how it can be done." And his confidence, not built on logic, but on knowledge, is stronger than any conviction. Sagittarius has a rare gift, to sense a direction that no one else sees. And with this, he is able to pull even out of the most difficult situations. His mission is not always comfortable. He loses, refuses, takes risks, and is left alone. But even in this, he maintains the main thing, movement. He does not go into resentment and does not get stuck in the past. His task is to discover something new, even if no one asks. The life mission of this sign is also manifested in the ability to unite people. He connects other people's ideas, goals, visions, and forms a whole from them. He is a bridge between different views, cultures, beliefs. He is able to connect what would seem to be incompatible. And it is due to this ability that he becomes a transmitter of great meaning, universal and accessible. Sagittarius does not always realize his mission in words, but he feels it in the moment, when he cannot stop, when he pulls forward, when he wants to change, inspire, direct. And the more he trusts this inner strength, the more accurate his path becomes. He is not a teacher in the classical sense. He is a guiding arrow that flies first, and others follow it because they feel it knows exactly where. The third sign of Pisces, starting from an early age, a representative of this sign, has a feeling that his role in this world is different from the role of others. Pisces perceive life more deeply than others. They do not turn away from pain, do not ignore other people's feelings, do not pass by other people's suffering. Their mission is not to save the whole world, but to be a point of connection between those who cannot hear each other. It is Pisces who are able to speak in simple words about complex things, and by doing so, they change someone's reality. The life task of Pisces is not limited to one direction. Their abilities are multi-layered. On the one hand, high emotional intelligence, allowing you to understand hidden motives, see the essence behind the surface. On the other hand, the desire to create something that will remain. This can be creativity, mentoring, support, research, care. In any profession, in any situation, they intuitively choose a path that makes sense not only for themselves. Their actions are not aimed at the result, but at the influence. And this is the key to understanding their life purpose. The peculiarity of Pisces is the ability to absorb pain and transform it into a resource. Not for pity, not for demonstrating the victim, but for a deep understanding of the processes. It is thanks to this quality that they can support those who have already despaired and show that the path still exists. But their mission is not to constantly save others. It is to pass on the tool, knowledge, experience to help others feel stable ground under their feet again. At a certain point in life, most often between 33 and 42 years old, Pisces face a powerful internal crisis. It seems destructive, but it is this that activates the main part of their mission. At this time, they either radically change the direction of their activities or begin to lead others. These are not necessarily large-scale projects, but the influence is pinpoint and fateful. One phrase, one piece of advice, one action can change someone else's trajectory for decades. Pisces is not a sign of a quiet observer. They observe in order to act more precisely. Their mission is not to save, but to remind about the main thing, about what has been forgotten, about the fact that a person is more than his weaknesses. It is important that Pisces do not dissolve in the fates of others. Their task is not to lose themselves. Only by maintaining the center, they can be the beacon that lights the way for others. Their influence is not always immediately visible, but years later, it is those whom they helped who remember this sign as one of the key ones in life. Their special mission in life is to be living proof that humanity, compassion, and understanding are not weaknesses, but strengths. And even in the most rational worlds, nothing works without these qualities. Pisces know how to remind about what is important, quietly, precisely, forever. The fourth sign is Capricorn. Capricorn is a sign whose life mission is not loud, but fundamental. He does not go to the center, does not demand recognition, does not crave applause. But it is he who builds what everything else rests on. His path is the path of the creator of a structure, a system, a result that will remain. His purpose is not in the moment, but in durability. He is the one who creates the foundation, the support, the wall that will not collapse when all emotions burn out. Since youth, Capricorn feels the difference between noise and essence. He intuitively understands that most ideas are fleeting, and the main thing is not in words, but in actions. That is why his life is built not around spectacular decisions, but around an internal rule: to do what is necessary, even if you do not want to. This is not asceticism or strictness, but a clear understanding of the role. His mission is to be a force that can be relied on. Representatives of this sign know how to accept responsibility without unnecessary drama, and this makes them irreplaceable at key moments. When everyone is lost, Capricorn acts. When others are waiting, he creates. He is invisible while everything is good. But he is the one who keeps the system in order. His life purpose is to give form to chaos, order to ideas, results to efforts. He can be a leader or work in the shadows, but the result will be the same. He will leave behind not just a trace, but a structure. He has an architect's mindset. He sees how to build, improve, hone, do effectively. And it does not matter whether we are talking about a company, a family, an idea, or a life's work. Capricorn will put everything necessary to it so that it stands for centuries. His path is not easy. Often his mission requires silence, solitude, unrecognized status. But he endures. Because deep down he knows his business is more important than applause. He can refuse comfort, pleasure, popularity if it interferes with the business. And this is what distinguishes him from others. He has no desire for visibility. The essence is in him. And the essence requires discipline, inner strength, and loyalty to the goal. Capricorn's mission is to be a point of stability in a world that is constantly fluctuating. He does not run after the external, he creates the internal. His words are not loud, but precise. His actions are not chaotic, but effective. He can pull others along with him without even realizing it, because his personal example is stronger than any slogans. Over time, his influence grows, not because he strives for it, but because his decisions begin to bear fruit. He does not rely on instant success. He builds for decades. He does not demand to be called a leader. He simply becomes the one without whom nothing works. His mission is to be the skeleton of any structure. Without him, everything falls apart. Capricorn does not talk about purpose, he fulfills it. Every day. Precisely. Without hysterics, without breaks. He comes when necessary, does as needed, and leaves behind a space that works better than it was before him. This is where his strength lies. This is where his highest goal lies. The fifth sign is Virgo. The representative of this sign is distinguished from the very beginning by one quality: the need to put everything in order. But this is not about cleaning and control. This is about the internal structure that Virgo carries with her. Her life mission begins with the ability to see where the system is broken, where the connection is broken, where the process is decomposing. And not just to see, but to fix. It is Virgos who carry the function of restoring balance, architect of processes, keeper of efficiency. Their mission is always material. It is not abstract, not philosophical. These are specific actions, specific improvements, a specific result. If Pisces works with feelings, then Virgo, with reality, she sees how it should be, and she knows how to bring it to this state. Virgos know how to connect the disparate, build a working mechanism out of chaos. Their gift is to find a problem where no one notices it and eliminate it before it becomes a disaster. Virgo does not work for the public. Her work is often invisible, but no less significant. Behind every sustainable project, every reliable structure, every stable person, there is almost always someone who leveled the trajectory at the right moment. Very often, it is a representative of this sign. Their influence is subtle, but fundamental. Virgo does not create drama. She eliminates the reason why drama could arise. A special part of Virgo's life mission is manifested in the ability to separate the main from the secondary. She knows how to focus on the essence, even when there is noise, emotions, and pressure around. Thanks to this, she is able to make key decisions at critical moments. Her precision is not perfectionism, it is responsibility. It is a willingness to bring to the result, even if no one else can. During her life, Virgo can change roles: performer, organizer, mentor, analyst, strategist. But the essence remains the same: to organize, protect, restore. Her mission is activated especially brightly during periods of crisis, both personal and external. It is then that she manifests herself in all her strength. This is the sign that acts while others are lost. Not everyone is able to understand the importance of Virgo right away. She is not visible in the front row, but she is the one who holds everything together. If she disappears, the structure begins to collapse. People, projects, systems, everything begins to crumble without the one who held the axis. And this mission requires a lot of strength. Therefore, it is important for Virgo to learn to recover, take care of herself, and not forget about her own boundaries. The main purpose of Virgo is to be the one who keeps reality in balance, not in words, but in deeds, not in dreams, but in a system. And her strength is not in volume, but in precision, in the ability to bring things to an end, in the ability to see what others miss, and to do what others are not capable of.